Check this one out, guys. It's a Fender Stratocaster. And this one, I believe, is a like a 2000, early 2000s model. The volume knob's loose and it shorts out a bit. This knob is kind of like stripped. There's no more knurled plastic. And then the output jack shorts out real bad. It makes a kind of sound. Take my word for it, you don't want to hear it on your television or cell phone. Now the reason it's here for, the big urethane cracks. And when I say crack, I mean gaping crack. And so you know the whole story. This was made in Mexico, which is actually good. I played it, even with the action the way it was, it kind of has too much relief. The pickups were really sweet sounding. And the neck has a real good feel. I don't think it's going to need any fretwork this time. But after we get her electronically up and the strings changed and the neck adjusted, you might bring her on back sometime for a fret dressing. Glad I'm filming this because there's something to learn here today. First thing I did was take the jack apart and use a ignition file to make sure the contacts were clean and clean everything off. Then I used a 1/2 inch socket to make sure that it's nice and tight. I doubled up on the washer. And this was the loose pot. So I'm going to put a little piece of tape on there and just press that tone control back on there. It appears we have a bad jack because I cleaned it all up, and when I bend the cable it goes wacky. Let's see what's going on here. It should read 6.6. And I think these pots are all good. I got it set for 200,000 ohms. The red lead goes to the tip and the black lead goes to the ground or the shaft. So it looks like I'll be giving them a call and letting them know that we're going to add in the cost of a output jack replacement service. Here's a little trick. Since I already had the leads out and the meter, I connected them directly to the wires after desoldering the output jack, and I can move it all around, and it never, the 6.6 ohms, 1000 ohms is good to go. So this identifies a bad output jack. Next thing I'll do is solder in a new one, or maybe new old stock. This one's kind of old. This one's from the 60s. See what I got. So I cleaned it out with naphtha, let it evaporate, hopefully. Compressed air. I'm just going to get a little bit of fish glue on a 5/1000 of an inch feeler gauge. Okay, so this first little area, I'm gonna pull it tight with some binding tape. I can feel the glue squeeze. Have that. Okay, now I got a little piece of leather. Well, first I've got a little piece of plastic, which is to keep the glue from sticking to everything, just in case it seeps out of that crack. This caul is 3/4 4x MDF cut to size on the bandsaw with my special little piece of MDF, and I traced it out, and then I cut it on the bandsaw and shaped it a little bit on the belt sander, which is, I always talk about my belt sander, but it's not a handheld belt sander. It's mounted to a bench grinder that is on a stand. So there's the whole glue up. It's a long bar clamp. And in a couple hours I can take this off and hopefully it'll all be glued back together. I'm going to fill in this leftover gap, we'll just say. There's a little gap still left. I got a little hide glue warming up in the baby bottle warmer. In that area, but let's see if I can hold it up and you can see